Hello everyone, Frugal Panda here. Let's take a ride in Crestone, Colorado. As you know, I've been to Crestone, Colorado multiple times, but I don't think I've ever taken my bike out and rode my bike here. Well, this was, I think, one of my first trips taking the Infiniti QX80. New to me, I got an Infiniti QX80. I love this vehicle. It's got so much room in it. It's a large SUV with a big V8. Anyway, I love it. So this is one of the initial trips I took. Crestone, Colorado is a town of about 141 people live here, though it balloons up a lot more than that because of all the spiritual places here in town and different events they have here. It's close to the Great Sand Dunes. They have camping here in town, not in town itself, but literally you ride down the road, and I believe it's BLM. I apologize. I took a picture of the sign, and I must have lost the footage or accidentally erased the picture, but it's like BLM land. There's clearly designated spots, and people were there camping. It's either BLM or National Forest, but there was people camping there, and it was real nice. What will happen on this trip, the most major thing that will happen to me on this trip, is once I start going off-road, we're just riding around this little town. It's a super cute little town. I don't go by the spiritual areas on this one. You have to drive a little bit further out and ride a little bit further out. It's got some really cool houses, by the way, once you get out there as well. But I would go up to where the BLM land or the National Forest land is, literally right here off of the main road. And my bike going up would overheat. Granted, I was going fast, but also there's serious elevation I'm doing as well, and there's dips, and my bike started struggling, and guess what? It overheated. It never did this when I was in Seattle or anything like that, going up those hills, but those hills weren't continuous, you know, like that. And I might have taken it easy and found different ways around. This was continuous once I would go off road onto the dirt road. So yeah, it did overheat. My bike did for a second. Also, you saw in the picture the bag I have on the back of it. That bag, that rear cargo bag I have, has a compartment for an extra battery. So I am carrying, it's a long range, so I have the long range bike battery in it, Lectric XP long range, but I have a standard battery in the backpack or in the rear cargo bag if in case I need it, which gives me, let's on the safe side, I say 20-25 miles more of range depending on how I'm riding type of thing. And I rode like 50 miles or so when I was in Seattle because of those two batteries, and I was not riding slow. So like I said, we're riding around. It's a really cute little city. Everyone is really nice here. It is a Saturday, and I know it's a Saturday because one of the main reasons I wanted to stop here and go to the Saturday market on my way home. So I was waiting for him to get set up, and I pulled my bike out because I wanted to buy a couple things, just check out the Saturday market. And they might have a little bit different name for it, but it's like a market they have on Saturday. But I want to stop by and grab a couple things and check it out because I'd heard a bunch of things about it. Anyway, as I was riding around here, it was a beautiful day, as you can clearly see. It was really pretty up here. They're surrounded by a mountain range. They're close to the sand dunes. There's, like I said, lots of spiritual stuff here, all types of spiritual things people do here. They have a waterfall here near those sand dunes here, the Zapata, might be the Zapata Falls. There's hiking trails, the Crestone Needle Trail. The Sangre de Cristo Mountains, of course, surrounds this area. It has tons of spiritual centers here. Like I said, everyone's polite. It's really cute. It's just, you know, to live on these areas, I was talking to one of the locals here. I like talking to people, and I was actually doing a little bit of work for my job, believe it or not. One of my jobs is I work for an organization. We help low-income people with housing and stuff like that. So I was up here, and I caught that their local TANF, local food bank was actually in town that represents this whole area, which includes Alamos and all that. So I was talking with them, but I was talking to other locals, and they said they loved it out here. They said the hardest thing was jobs. They said, oh, you'll see if you lived here, a lot of the locals that are actually really local, not like, say, someone like me who, just an example, if we sold our house for $700,000 and, you know, we decided to move out here and bought a house for $200,000 and, you know, pocketed a bunch of money, and we have the ability to work remote. A lot of people don't have that ability. But like the true locals, a lot of them have more than one job. And that's what she's telling me. So she was like, well, you know, she has her hustle. She has another hustle. I bought some, what was it, soap, I believe she sold. So she gave me some good information. We talked for a while. Like I said, everyone's really nice here. I do enjoy coming here. I just like this little area. I think it's peaceful and stuff. Maybe that's why they built all the spiritual places here, you know, honestly. So you see I'm right around. That's like the main area. This is the main downtown right here. There's a super cute little market I like going to. You go over there, you never know who you'll see. You might see a Buddhist monk. You might see a Hindu monk. And I don't know if it's a Hindu monk. I know about Buddhist monks, but you might see people in Hindu attire. I saw a few at the market themselves. They also try and be part of the community because they have their spiritual center. So you'll see representatives around. There was someone explaining the tours you can do for one of the spiritual centers here was represented at the Saturday market that I went to. As you can see, this is where I'm going at. Like I said, it's literally right in town, all this dispersed camping and stuff. But my bike would eventually overheat, and it would overheat for about a minute or so. Then I was fine, and then I just turned around and went downhill, and it didn't overheat again. I've ridden it since then. I haven't had that problem. It concerned me for a minute because I do not want to be in, you know, the Pacific Northwest with a fried bike. As you see some of my old videos from about 5 years ago when I had a bike that had the computer went out on it, or the controller went out on it, and it was basically a paperweight for the majority of my trip. So I don't want that happening this time. So someone had asked me about, well, you don't make as many e-bike videos, and I really don't as much. I still have like 3 or 4 of them I need to churn out for you guys. I really reserve them from places that I think will be interesting. Honestly, e-bike videos are not what they used to be. When I started riding e-bikes 5 years ago, I remember riding and people having conversations with me, or people like riding past people and they always had, oh, that's cheating, you know, stuff like that. Those same people that were saying that, a lot of them are on e-bikes now. So everybody and their mother now has an e-bike, so it's not as interesting to people as it used to be. What makes it still interesting, I think, for people is if you go to places that they're possibly interested in going and visiting. And so I think Crestone's a great place to ride around, ride your bike. You know, it's peaceful. You know, if I was camped here, I would never move my car. Like literally, I leave it there and just ride my bike down into town. It like takes 2 or 3 minutes to come into town and get some food, go to the supermarket, grab a bite to eat, you know, get some tea, some coffee, whatever. That's how convenient it is. And you see the dispersed camping right there. And they're well kept and clean. I'm guessing a lot of people clean it themselves and make sure it's so people can keep using it. So I don't make as many e-bike videos. When I take off to the Pacific Northwest, I will make more because there's places I just like to throw my GoPro on and roll. But when I go to the Pacific Northwest, and by the time this video probably comes out, I'm getting ready to prepare to go. I'm going to take the Lectric XP, and I'm going to have my High Boy. My High Boy, at first I almost got rid of it, and then I realized I love that scooter. Like literally, when I don't want to take that big, heavy e-bike out, I always have the scooter. So the scooter stays in my vehicle, so I can be anywhere, and I yank it out and hop on it and take off. I'm good for, 10, 15 miles. That's a lot of miles on a scooter. And I'll roll out and ride. You don't get any exercise on it, but the best thing about a scooter is, if I need to get some steps in or something, which I always do, I hop off of it and I walk next to it. Or if it's a hill, I hop off of it, conserve my battery, and walk next to it, type of thing, and use my legs. But that scooter let me ride around towns that I wouldn't have, and I wouldn't have seen as much of them, because I'm not going to walk 4 or 5 miles in a town. It has to be like super cute, and they're not. Most of them are not like Disneyland, but getting on the scooter, when you want to take out the e-bike, I get to see areas that I don't usually get to see. Of course, on this trip, I do not have my scooter. Now, when I take the camper, a lot of times, I always have the scooter too. Like, why do you got the scooter? You got the e-bike. You're just going camping. When I'm doing like camping, like at a state park or something, the simple fact is, I'll hop on the scooter to go take a shower. I'll hop on the scooter to go run to the bathroom if I'm far away from the bathroom, and that's what I do. Like I said, the downtown is super cute. You come here, spend a little money here. It's cheap and fair prices. The locals are really nice. We're riding around. We're having fun. I'm enjoying my time here as usual. I'm really enjoying my new vehicle. That QX80 is what I'm taking on my road trips. It's luxurious. It's comfortable. It's fun. It's also a gas hog, but you know what? It's worth it. I don't care. So I put away another $100 to count, to add on to what I'm going to pay in gas. Whoop-de-woo. It's worth it. And it carries all my stuff plus a bed in the back. So I'm cool with it. So we're coming down. We're going to start heading back. And it overheated. So now I'm going all the way. It's downhill from here. So I'm coming down. I was kind of bummed because I got a hotel this last trip. And I was like, oh, I could have stayed here for cheap, you know. But look at it. It's green. We're just riding around, going to some of the outskirts. This other area, part of this area I'm showing is not Crestone. It's another part of that area. It's like a subdivision or something. I can't remember what it's called anymore, but it's out there. You know, the further you get out, it tells you too when you get to the subdivision. But yeah, I was rolling too. I was doing like I said, I wasn't babying this bike. So I'll go over it before I take it. I go on my trip just to make sure everything's cool, get some more rides in, which I already have, and I haven't had that problem again. I'll be mindful of how I'm abusing it in regards to the hills and everything when I get out, you know, out to the Pacific Northwest area. And I'll talk a little bit further about what I'm going to be doing there. We're going to hit the corner right here. You'll see the QX80 sitting here as I pull up to it. And the hardest part of this is folding this bike up and putting it away. Ultimately, I think I'm going to get an Lectric XP Lite with either the long range or just 2 batteries. Anyway, my links will be in the description. Go check out Crestone. I really enjoy my time here. It's pretty chill, and it's a fair prices on everything. This is Frugal Panda, everybody. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.